Welcome to Pass the Pistol, a series about small space gardening, design, and outdoor living. I'm Emily Murphy, and I'm making a vertical garden out of a pallet. And when I'm finished, it's gonna look like this. So let's get started. All you need is landscape fabric, an X-Acto knife or scissors, a staple gun, screws, a screw gun, soil, plants, and of course, your pallet. I've cut this pallet down to fit my space, but normally pallets are about twice this size. So first, I'm gonna lay my pallet down and I'm gonna cut my landscape fabric. When I cut the landscape fabric, I cut them to fit this space because what I'm eventually gonna do is make a hammock or like a pocket that my soil and my plants are gonna go into. Once it's cut, I'm gonna fold it over and I'm gonna staple the landscape fabric down to each of the slats. I've taken a piece of scrap plywood and I've cut it to the size of this pallet. I'm going to screw this plywood backing to the back of my pallet. I'm going to flip my pallet over and then I'm going to staple the other end of the landscape fabric to the backing. Make sure that the landscape fabric doesn't come out or poke out from the bottom of the pallet. I'm going to reach in between the slats. I'm going to staple the landscape fabric down to the back that I just installed. Staple that down. So with this tail, I'm going to cut part of it off, but not all of it. I'm going to leave enough fabric so that I can fold it over again the way I did when I first started. Now, the next piece. I'm going to cut off the tail so that I have just some. There we go. Now I'm ready to plant. We're gonna add soil. In this case, I'm gonna put a fern in. My soil is gonna go in the hammock. I'm gonna fill it just a little bit because my plant's also gonna take up room. So this plant has a fairly shallow root system. It's only gonna be about 12 to 18 inches tall. I'm gonna put in a little bit more soil in the back to help prop it up so the plant is sitting exactly where I want it. We wanna make sure all those roots are covered. It's tucked in there nice and neat, and I'm just gonna keep going. Make a pallet garden and grow what you love. Herbs, greens, or a combination like this. Shade-loving plants for a shady area. For more simple solutions to creative gardening, visit PassThePistol.com and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Post questions, post comments, and send photos.